Welcome back to Behind 10 Minutes. Where do we start with this?
Why don't we start with how? So we'll start pre-race. Is it when they were doing the national anthem and Seb new t-shirt on and his mask on?
I don't understand how some of those drivers, I just crack up during the national anthem. I just start laughing, like some of them.
He's like,
it's not good. And they're all just there like that, and I'm like, yeah, the shirts,
yeah. Well, apparently there was going to be an investigation in it, which is completely and utterly ridiculous.
Because apparently it's disrespecting the country.
Yeah, because the country aren't like. I think the country's government is very against.
Yeah, I think isn't it illegal?
Yeah, there was a thing about it at the Euros recently at the football, and I think
they were
that's
going to
where
light
it's
it
kind
up,
of,
weren't they?
Yeah, and that's kind of where it's all started, and then obviously now it's a lot. People think that sports people shouldn't get involved in politics, and things going on in the world, but they should actually do that because they have a platform and they need to speak about the subjects because people need to be aware of what is really going on in the world.
Mm-hmm.
I completely agree with that point.
They have a voice, so they're going to use it, which is what they should do.
Yeah,
have a voice, they have a platform to show people. So that is what they should be doing. So go on.
And it was in the right way as well. It wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't.
He wasn't doing anything bad.
It wasn't a protest. Yeah,
he was just wearing a shirt. His shirt and his lovely mask. I loved it.
Mask, exactly.
Great.
Well done, Seb. Go you.
Go Seb.
Start of the race. So they started it.
Right.
Green lights. Thingies.
The weather.
And then it just went. The weather was like, we're gonna play around a bit. Started raining, and then
the gazebos came out. They all got a bit.
Came out, and then they started the race. And Bottas.
Oh. He decided to go to the bowling alley this week.
Nice throw.
He just decided to just go whoop and take everybody out, which was a bit.
The one weekend where we had everyone's support, it ruins the race of 4 of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to work out if I was trying to work out are Mercedes liking Bottas at the minute or not, because they took up both he took up both Red Bulls, which
It's
got Williams and points.
It's like Mercedes is like, we're trying to get along with Red Bull at the moment. Don't do anything rash, and then both Red Bulls get taken out. So it's like,
go on, boy, go on, son.
I just didn't understand because in qualifying he just outperformed everyone, and with what he was saying pre-race, and we were like, yeah, this could be Valtteri's week where he potentially could stay for next season, and then he just does that.
And have you seen everyone was on through the whole week on past 2 weeks on TikTok, it's vote for Valtteri driver of the day to make him feel better.
Yeah.
You see that pinned at every comment section, and then it's doesn't get 10-20 seconds into the race and he's gone. It's
I thought Valtteri was going to turn a corner this week before the break, and then he probably needs to break now after Sunday.
He
needed to break. Yeah. He needed to actually break at the right time.
Then he came off and then hit Lando. Lando hit. I can't remember who Lando hit one of the Red Bulls. And
Max,
then Valtteri then hit Lizzie Perez. And then
But where was Stroll going? Where was Stroll heading? He was trying to miss the corner completely.
Never mind the apex, it was actually the grass he was on.
Trying to cut the grass. Yeah.
He was trying to do what Valtteri Bottas did ages ago, just get through on the grass.
I think he was trying to avoid somebody, so he was going to go on the out, go on the out.
He was trying to avoid Charles, I think.
Yeah.
Because Charles was coming in on the inside.
Yeah. And then clicked the grass, and I think he just kept going, and then hit Charles, and
then Charles hit Daniel.
I think he was most likely trying to avoid debris that was all over the track. At that point, Valtteri had crashed into the back of Lando, obviously Stroll would have been behind. So I think that was probably what he was trying to avoid, but the grass was just too slippy.
Yeah. And I'm impressed Lewis managed to get through. He was just like gone. He was out of here. But he was so close to getting caught in it, but lucky for him he didn't.
Because it was literally Max, you could see Max trying to like push through, and at one point we were like, it's going to be neck and neck if they actually made that corner. And then
and I guess with the spray like all coming in there like visors and stuff, it must be so hard.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then
I don't think the tyres.
Yeah, the
I was
tyres.
gonna say, I think Lando would have had Max if he didn't get Bottas. He had a great start.
He did.
Yeah.
He did. Yeah.
And
I filmed my reaction and it just went gone. I'm just
so happy to just drop. So
I was like, and I was like, Lando. And I was like, oh.
And then obviously the safety car came out, and then it was a red flag came out, didn't they? And they all went in pit lane. And then everyone
Lewis, apart from Lewis. Oh wait, no, the second time.
That was like
that was so funny.
And then we actually got into racing. Then everyone started racing. Oh no, we forgot when George jumped everybody.
Yeah, George. Yeah.
In the pit lane. And I was like, George, what are you doing? And then he had to give all them places back.
Yeah.
I think he thought he was going to try and be clever on one of the days and the stewards not notice, but they did.
Yeah.
Good on it this weekend.
He thought, you might as well give it a try, you know?
Yeah.
You know, sort of happen.
Yeah. And then we actually got some proper racing. And
that was the craziest race I've ever seen in my life.
Literally, I'm trying to remember what actually happened in the race, not what happened before.
Did you see the Haas crew when they found out? They're like,
yeah. I saw the Haas tweets and they were like, Mick is in the points. I don't think at one point they thought we might get something here, and they could have done.
They posted on the Instagram, this is not a drill, Mick is in the points. And then it's like, oh, no longer.
Their social media was on point over the weekend.
Yes.
Yeah. It always
some of those.
It always is.
Some of the Instagrams.
Yeah. When it comes to Has posting Nikita Mazepin, everyone's a bit like, no. But when it's like wholesome Mick Schumacher, then everyone's just like loving life. Gunter Steiner came out with a comment saying that he's not very happy with Nikita or Mick because of the amount of avoidable damage they've caused to the car and how much money they've thrown away at silly little mistakes.
Yeah.
For a team like that, they can't really afford to make those.
Yeah. And there has been a good couple of mistakes from them all and everything. And obviously with Haas, they really can't afford it at the moment to be fixing all these mistakes. But then again, you think, well, they have got a whole team of rookies, so what do they expect? Like, they can't expect them to, like, be perfect because they've never raced an F1 car. It's the first season, so I'm like, Gunther, you might need to chill out on them a little bit. I know it could be avoidable and stuff, but they're rookies.
The question is, will they be there next year? That is the big question.
Is anything going to change during the summer break?
Potentially Mick might switch to Alpha, maybe.
Yeah, Alpha Romeo.
I've heard that rumour. So I think that would be a good shout because essentially he can go to Ferrari then. So, I think that's his dream.
Fernando Alonso, like, holding Lewis up. I was like, Fernando? He's like...
For Fernando, everyone.
It's like not letting Lewis pass. I'm like, he's trying. It's like, we're loving this. But then
he's done so well in that Alpine recently. Like, he's just gone from strength to strength, and even in like qualifying sessions, he absolutely loved that sprint quali, and so did Kimi as well. I think it was like proper old school, like hard racing, which they absolutely loved. And I think fair play to them. They're going to absolutely have it again at Monza. I can't wait.
Oh, yeah. That's the thing. I feel like we just need to get back to racing. We need some hard racing. We just need racing. That's all we want. We just want to see some cars going around in a circle overtaking each other. Not too much about it. But like this weekend, it was interesting because like to see Lewis go from like last to then get to like all the way up to third. But then I felt really sorry for Lewis because obviously he looked like so drained and so
I thought he was going to fall over. I was scared he was going to collapse. I was like, he's going to go. He's going to go.
Is he okay now? Have they put another statement
he was just like really dehydrated and like tired and like gone.
Yeah.
Hard that race. He worked so hard.
Yeah, and Esteban Ocon was saying that like because you have to like work so hard to stay, and it's so hard to overtake, and like the corners are so like it's such a draining race.
Yeah, but like not to him because in the end he got second, but like obviously he got third. To come from like I think it was like 14th when it happened. 14th, third. It was like love and life. It was just like must have been a hard race. It was definitely a hard race for him.
Yeah.
And then obviously Ocon and Sebastian Vettel living life the whole time. Just absolutely living life.
The wholesome content I needed.
Yeah. And he deserves it.
He did.
Like, Ocon.
His whole like everything that he's been through, like his family, like working so hard to get him to where he is now, and the fact that he won, it was just like everyone was so happy for him. Like all the drivers like posting it all over their stories and on their Instagram. It just shows that he just deserves it, you know.
Yeah, definitely.
He just saw the gap and he was off, and then that was it. And I was like, couldn't believe it. Ocon just saw this massive gap and he was like, I've got to do it now or else it never happened. And he
exactly.
Yeah.
Like, Ocon to Merc confirmed.
Can you imagine? He's just so happy on the podium. Like when he came out,
he was like, got it.
I was like, this is the wholesome things we need.
How long is he in the Alpine for? Is it like 3 years? Is he that contract is?
Yeah, I think so.
So we can't. One day he may end up in a Mercedes. So I think, he's proved himself so far. So yeah.
And then Seb. I was happy, then I was sad.
And my emotions were, I was like, oh my god, guys, congrats. And then it was like, oh. And the photographer of the team was like, well, at least they got some good photos.
Obviously, he did such a good race though. He literally did so well. It just happens that obviously you have any technical infringement on a race car, it's a disqualification. It's like so annoying because it was
can't fight against it.
No, so
nothing will happen with the FIA because obviously I read the statement, and if it's in the rule book, then you've got to do it. So
even if it's over any race championship whatsoever, from like literal karts to like F1, if you don't have if you can't provide a fuel sample, then you're disqualified. It's just it's like number one rules of the sport. So it's just so annoying because he was in second. And it's like, could it not happen when it was like down in 12th or something? Not when it was in second.
Yeah.
But, racing for you, isn't it? Fun times.
Yeah. I mean, Carlos was on the podium.
Yes. Carlos, that's his second time coming third but not being on the podium.
Are you sure? Is it his second time?
Because it was in Brazil as well.
Yeah, I didn't think
and it was like his team on the podium with him.
I think that the last time it happened was when Lewis got a time penalty.
Which, for tangling with Albon.
And they got the message through. It was like, well done, Carlos.
Well, Carlos. Some of the races are just, you think, oh, this happened in this race, but then it all like merges together. Like, we have had some good, like, I don't know, like, you know, like really weird races, like in the last like 2 years. Like, we've had unbelievable, crazy, unthinkable races. Like Lewis to like yesterday, starting from on the grid by himself, and it's just like we're getting some good.
That was a weird race. What else have we had? Obviously Hungary this year. What else was
Jello? That was a bit crazy. I think last year was one of the craziest seasons.
Honestly, Monza,
yeah.
Monza, tearjerker.
Go on.
Go back.
That was a close one. That was a close one.
Or Germany the year before when it was like wet and everyone just kept crashing out.
2019.
That was when Nico Hulkenberg nearly got on the podium.
And he crashed out, and that was like a crazy race that's like everyone remembers.
Mercedes weren't ready.
I don't even want to remember that. That was just pain.
Just the pure. shambles is all I can say. Literal pure shambles.
Yeah.
A Williams double points finish.
Oh Lord, how have I not
Yes, and because of Seb getting disqualified, McLaren managed to get a point, and Williams obviously got more points because
Going to miss out on Pierre Gasly's fastest lap.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh yes, I saw that, and I was like, "Wow, go on, Pierre." Yeah,
boy.
And obviously that's an extra point, so he'll be absolutely buzzing with that. I think the AlphaTauris did amazing over the weekend.
Yeah, they did so well at Hungary. They actually did quite well. I think it was also a good race for Yuki because he hasn't had like the best races so far,
and especially after Friday. Yeah.
Did anyone hear his radio?
No.
They swapped Pierre and Tsunoda, and he was like, "Can you tell Pierre to hurry the F up because you've swapped us?" And now he's like going so slow.
Yuki is such. What's he like?
Yeah.
Also,
and his interview after
George's radio when he was like, "Do whatever you need to do with me to get Nicky up," and I'm like, "Oh,
that was nice." Yeah.
Just a nice guy. How cute.
Valtteri, take notes.
Oh yeah, and also that Bottas and Stroll have 5 place grid penalties for Spa.
Yeah, for the next one.
Oh, that's gonna be.
But Lando a good race, then I'm happy.
I just want Charles up there.
Yeah.
Oh, he was heartbroken yesterday, Lando. He looked like I heard him when he was speaking in the pen, and he just looked absolutely distraught and what had gone on.
He was talking. He was saying
talking about
Bottas' fault,
and then he just comes walking over.
Yeah, the thing is, it's so annoying because he was like literally consistent point scorer as well.
Yeah.
And then like,
that's what broke me. I was like, oh boy. And then it was like
annoying when you get taken out and it's just not your fault. Like, fair enough if maybe you crashed and it is your fault. Obviously, you're still
exactly. Yeah. Like, I must admit, I did feel bad for Nikita Mazepin as well because
he just got to that.
I swear the same thing nearly happened to someone else when Lando was released from his pit stop. I could have sworn something similar happened.
Possibly.
Was that
I think some of the FIA's penalties, whatever they call, are so like variant, and like even if someone does the same thing, they'll get a different like penalty.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Kimi get? What did Kimi get? A 10-second time penalty? Take someone out, but then I don't know. It can be all over the place sometimes. But
I
think his was like a stop and go. Yeah.
Giovinazzi got a penalty, which
it was
unsafe release.
Unsafe release. He nearly went into. Was it Stroll?
Yeah, Stroll actually went over his front wing.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
I saw that and I was like,
"Whoa,
he's gonna crash into him."
Like yesterday's race was like a roller coaster of emotions, dramatic. It was like, I don't even know how to describe it. If you had to describe it in one word, what would you say?
Chaos.
Right.
Just chaos. Chaos.
Right. Strike.
That's the word.
But I was like, it was
an emotional roller coaster.
Yeah,
that's all I can say.
It was really something yesterday. But then it gave for a good race after as well, with like Lewis making his way up, Ocon, Seb up there, Fernando. It was all going off yesterday. It was all really
Yes.
Definitely interesting to see how the second half of the season will go, especially after Hungary.
Yeah.
Have they confirmed all the races now, or was there still? Because I heard yesterday they were on about having like a Texas and then like the US one, because apparently they didn't know about Japan. That's what I heard. I don't know if you guys heard that too.
Wait,
I heard about that.
Which one's replacing Australia?
Bahrain, apparently.
Yeah.
Again.
Oh, okay. Again. So
I
is it going to be like
Bahrain.
It's
like pre-season.
They keep
debating. It'd be better if it was like 2 Abu Dhabis at the end. Surely it'd be better if it was that.
I could not do 2 Abu Dhabis.
2 Abu Dhabis.
That'd be a slate.
I'm gonna go start like.
The season would end there for me. Thank you.
Changed a bit of Abu Dhabi's track, so
So we got to see what it's like, but I still don't have masses of hope.
I was excited for Australia though, because they changed turn 10 to make it faster.
Yeah.
That was going to be interesting.
Oh yeah, I remember now. Daniel was speaking about it and he was absolutely gutted because obviously he can't go home because of quarantine. Yeah. So yeah.
They did confirm that Bahrain will be the season of the next season. That's confirmed. And then I don't really understand Formula One's thinking, because they keep on taking Turkey off the calendar but then redebating it sooner than the other race was meant to be, that they cancelled, which is kind of weird. But I think if they were to do America, everyone has to be vaccinated to go to America.
Yeah.
Like, fully. So like, I'm not sure how that would work. Have all the drivers had vaccines?
If you got your vaccine done in Bahrain, they're not letting you into France and Belgium.
Really?
So some of the photographers went to Bahrain to get theirs done when everyone was in Bahrain. Now they're not accepting them into France and Belgium. So.
Oh my god, I didn't know that. That's crazy.
Yeah, because one of the photographers posted it on his social media and said, like, I'm struggling to get into France and Belgium. So.
God, that's crazy.
God.
Yeah.
COVID is throwing things out to everyone.
I'm going there tomorrow.
Well, I just want to have a normal race calendar. I just want.
Hopefully we get that next year.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. And I really want Australia back.
Yes, mainly for Daniel's sake of mine.
Yeah.
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 I feel like that's like on his performance as well, not seeing his family, and it's just really hitting him.
It must be so hard, because all of the other countries that the drivers are from are open to go to, except
Australia are just messing it up, and now they like stopped doing vaccinations, but now they're like, we need to start doing vaccinations, but then people aren't getting them, and like it's mental over there. Now they're all in a lockdown again, and it's funny.
I saw that on the news.
A 3-week lockdown, and it's like, welcome to our world.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like Daniel, obviously, you can see that on his Instagram, like he lives this like brilliant lifestyle in Monaco, but obviously you miss home. So yeah, I think I do feel for him, and hopefully he can go back home. Yeah, like obviously he's got his performance coach who is his friend and like best friend, but I think when you haven't got the support network there, like obviously his family used to come to races with him and stuff, and they used to help like travel with him, and now obviously they can't, which is sad. So yeah.
Thanks for watching the video of our recap of the Hungarian GP.
Bring the action.